Hey guys, so today I want to talk about Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the University of Idaho murders of Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. And the first thing I want to talk about just came out recently, and that is that a former employee of the Mad Greek restaurant where Xana and Maddie worked said that Bryan Kohberger had come into the restaurant at least twice to grab a vegan pizza in the weeks leading up to the murders. So he ate at the restaurant where two of the victims worked, and he also used to just go in and grab a pizza. And Madison and Xana were servers at the restaurant. It's unclear if they ever waited on him, obviously because they're not here to be able to tell us, but I'm also sure that they wouldn't remember unless he made it a memorable experience, because I'm sure they see lots and lots of people as servers. But apparently there was an account that was deleted, but it appeared that it belonged to Bryan Kohberger, and it was an Instagram account. And this old account that's been deleted, followed Maddie, Xana, and Kaylee before they were murdered. And it's been released that Bryan Kohberger had private messaged some of the girls on Instagram, which is interesting because I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram, but I still get like 8 messages from strangers. Like probably every 2 weeks I get 8. So imagine these girls, they had a lot more followers than me, and they post a lot more than I do. And they get like probably lots of messages from strangers. So it goes into a requested part of your messages. So they probably didn't even read the messages, because they would have had to go through all the messages from strangers, and who has time for that? Plus, he is not one of their friends, so it wouldn't be like they would even choose to open his. So I don't know if he got mad about that, but I mean, technically they didn't see it, but even if they did, they don't know you, Bryan Kohberger. They don't have to open your messages to make you feel like special. So the law enforcement, they are aware of the restaurant visits. They've interviewed all the employees and the owners of Mad Greek, and they've also collected surveillance video from the restaurant and the surrounding areas. So a former employee of Mad Greek said that he wasn't suspicious really when he would go to Mad Greek. He was just a strict vegan, and he would check to make sure his food had not come in contact with animal products. So that's kind of weird, because like, you care so much about animals, but you don't care about people. But yeah, so that was one thing I wanted to tell you guys. The other thing I wanted to tell you is he seemed like in his first court appearance, he seemed kind of excited to be there. And I say this because he kind of smiled and he looked eager to like listen. And I know I'm probably reading too much into it, but when you think about it, if this guy is so into true crime and crimology and all that stuff, that he actually murdered somebody to know what it felt like, then you know he's enjoying this trial process, because he probably wants, like he's seeing the full effect and transitions of a crime. He's going through all the emotions, like he always wondered how it felt. And it's like he's the first criminal. I actually feel like he actually loves the trial process and the court proceedings and all that. So it makes me not want him to be able to do that part, because he loves it so much. Why should we give this guy what he loves, That's just my opinion. I feel like he loves every minute of it. But I hope he's not loving being in jail. I hope that's at least miserable for him. But I don't know much about jail or prison. But I wonder if they're able to look on the internet and watch YouTube videos and read the newspaper. Like, are they able to do all those things to where he could read about himself? That would make me mad if he was like, he would just be loving this. He probably watched all the YouTube videos when he was on the run, so to speak, when they didn't know he was the killer. He was probably watching all the videos. He may have even watched my videos, which weren't even that popular, but he probably wanted to see every single video about himself. So that's kind of creepy. And to think that he could still be watching videos is really creepy. But I might try Googling that. Can a prisoner watch TV, I guess? The rooms are housed with televisions, so inmates who lack personal funds can still watch programming. There are usually 1 or 2 TV rooms in each inmate housing unit. Programming is decided by the prison administration. Can prisoners have phones? Our country's prison system exists to punish people by separating them from their communities. It's a federal crime for inmates to possess phones. Okay, good. Inmates have access to the prison cable system, but cannot access streaming services like Netflix or Hulu. Alright, so sounds kind of like maybe he's not getting to look at the YouTube, and the TV he does look at, it looks like it's run by the prison. So, sounds pretty miserable, Bryan. Was it worth it, Was it worth it? No. It's never worth it to take someone else's life. So, I just wanted to share with you what I thought about the latest about Bryan Kohberger. And I'll see you in the next one.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I